Every big journey starts with just a single step. But what if, for learning English, the most important step wasn't learning 1,000 words, but just mastering your very first sentence? That's what we're digging into today, the absolute foundation of learning English, how you build and actually speak those first few sentences. I want you to try and remember a time when you knew zero English. Or maybe you're there right now. What does that first real moment of communication actually look like? It's not about memorizing complex grammar rules or having a huge vocabulary. Not at all. It's about something way more fundamental. So here's our game plan. We're going to start with the very first building block. Then we'll define what it really means to be competent at this level. We'll look at the 4 skills that all work together, open up the learner's first toolkit, see how to teach and test it, and finally, look at how this all leads to fluency. Right, so think about it like this. You can't build a house without a solid foundation. It's the same with language. That foundation is built one piece at a time, and we are starting with the most important piece, the cornerstone, that very first building block of communication. And here it is. The official term for this skill is being able to speak small sentences. On the official scale, that's a level pre-A1 or A1, which is, the very beginning. The goal here isn't to write poetry. It's just pure, practical, basic communication. It's about making yourself understood from day one. Okay, so speaking small sentences. Sounds simple enough, but what does that really look like in the real world? Let's get specific. Okay, check this out. This is what makes this whole thing feel so possible. We're not talking about swallowing a dictionary here. At this beginner stage, all you need is a core vocabulary of about 200 to 300 really common high-frequency words. That's a number you can actually wrap your head around. And with just that small collection of words, you can do so much. You can introduce yourself. My name is. You can say where you're from. You can express a basic need, like I am hungry, or state a simple preference. I like apples. You can even just point and say, this is my house. See, these aren't just phrases. They're genuine tools for real-life interaction. Now, speaking is definitely the star of the show at this level, but it doesn't work alone. It's part of a team, and it's supported by 3 other really crucial skills that all have to work together. So while speaking is our primary focus, think of it like a tabletop. A tabletop is useless with just one leg, right? It needs support. Listening, reading, and writing are the other 3 legs. You really need all 4 for a stable foundation. It's simple, really. You need input to get output. Listening skills are your input. They let you understand a simple command like stand up. Reading is also input. It helps you recognize your own name or simple words on a sign. These skills are what feed your brain the raw material it needs to start speaking. And what about writing? Well, writing is all about reinforcement. Just the simple physical act of copying a word or writing simple phrases about yourself or even filling in your name on a form, it helps lock all that new vocabulary and sentence structure deep into your memory. It makes the learning feel real and tangible. Okay, so every builder needs a toolkit, right? For a brand new language learner, that toolkit basically has 2 main things inside: the words you need to use and the basic rules for how to put them together. The easiest way to think about it is like this. Your vocabulary is your pile of bricks, and grammar, that's the mortar. It's the system that holds those bricks together so you can actually build something that makes sense. You absolutely need both. One without the other just doesn't work. So what kind of words are actually in this toolkit? Well, it's all the most practical, high-frequency stuff. Things about you, your name, your family, everyday objects, food, colors, numbers, basic actions like eat, drink, go, and of course, the absolute essentials like hello and thank you. And the grammar in the toolkit is just as simple and just as powerful. The simple present tense is your absolute workhorse. I live in. The basic subject-verb-object pattern is your go-to structure. I eat rice. Add in some simple yes-no questions, the words my and your, and a few basic adjectives, and believe me, you are ready to start building sentences. All right, let's switch gears for a second. Let's look at this from the other side, from the perspective of the teachers and the learners themselves. How do you actually teach this stuff? And more importantly, how do you know when you finally got it? The good news is, checking for this skill shouldn't feel like some big, scary test. It has to be practical. Can you answer simple questions about yourself? Can you pretend to order a coffee in a role play? Can you look at a picture and say a simple sentence about it? These methods check if you can use the language, not just memorize it. So how do you get there? Well, there are a lot of proven strategies. Using visuals like flashcards is huge. Repeating phrases out loud helps a ton. Linking words to physical actions is a great trick. Of course, practicing with a partner is fantastic. And something called scaffolding, where a teacher gives you a frame like I am, and you just fill in the blank, is an amazing way to build confidence fast. So, we've laid our foundation. We've put that first, crucial building block firmly in place. What does that actually unlock for a learner? Where does the journey go from here? Well, once you can make a small sentence, the next logical step is to start connecting them. You learn to use words like and or but to link ideas. You start talking about more than just what's happening right now. Maybe you even start describing what you did yesterday. This first skill is the launchpad for all of that and more. And when you really get down to it, mastering these first skills is about so much more than just the language itself. It's about building the confidence to actually go out and use what you know. And that confidence, that's the fuel that's going to power the rest of the entire journey. So as we wrap up, I'll leave you with this question to think about. Whether you're learning, teaching, or just curious, once you've mastered your first sentences, what's the very next block you would build on top of that foundation? Thanks so much for joining me.